Hi Jennifer, this is Don Ivana of the Marketing Twins. This tutorial is going to be on how to update your blog. So let me show you how that's going to work. Obviously we're talking about this section here of your website, so I'm going to click on that so we can see. As of this tutorial, we have the one blog post, but let's say you want to add a new one or you want to edit something on this particular one, so I'm going to show you how to do that. You want to get to your dashboard, you log in, you get to your dashboard. And as I pointed in the overview of the dashboard, the section here called post is what you want to focus on. So what we're going to do is edit the existing post. So let's say we want to do that. So let's click on the word edit. And what you'll see is here, this will be a listing. And if there was a bunch of blog posts, they would be one after another here, just listed one after another. Right now we just have the one. So this is what you want to primarily focus on. I never do anything with quick edit. There are some limitations on that, so don't worry about that. If you ever put a blog post in that you later realized, oh, it's incorrect or you don't like it, you can always delete it. And you can always go and view your blog here, or obviously you can just log onto your site or just go to your site and view it that way too. But primarily, this is what you want to click. So let's say you edit, you click edit. And that's what we just clicked. And that's going to bring you up to this place right here. Now, again, you see the left-hand side stuff over here. Don't worry about anything on that because we're primarily in the edit post section here that you can see it's kind of selected, if you will. All right. Now, there are several things about the edit posts that I want to point out to you. One is your title is important. One thing, and I know this gets into kind of search engine optimization, which everybody wants to be on the first page of Google, right? We understand that. There are ways to pay people to help get you at the top of Google, but one of the organic ways that you can make that happen is to have good keywords and placement of those keywords. And one of the great places to have those is in a blog. We talk about the importance of the blog. Now, the other thing that's important is the words that you use. This right here is a great example. You've used the word cupcakes. That's great. Now, if you wanted to ever come back and use another, having cupcakes in there all the time is great. You might want to have something about cupcakes by design, and you can have a blog post that says Cupcakes by Design launches new line of cupcakes or something like that. So that Cupcakes by Design, that phrase gets picked up. But it's also something that you could want to have in here. I'm going to suggest too that you end every blog post with Jennifer Cupcakes by Design, because that word, that phrase, Cupcake by Design, is going to get picked up over time by Google, and you want that to be in there as much as possible. You've written a blog post here that's great, and so continue to use the word cupcake. If there are other things, other keywords that you think would be good, you may want to do a blog post on the wholesale market. You may want to do one on hand delivery, and you mention those kind of keywords so that if somebody's searching for, I wonder who does hand delivery or who does delivery, for instance, of cupcakes, there's a chance that your blog post might be picked up in some of those searches that they might do. Now, Google searches and things of that nature it's very complicated. So it's not just as easy as, well, I put it in here and it's going to show up the next day on the Google search. It's not that easy, but it certainly goes a long way. Google has never revealed its true secret formula on how they rank people, but they will. They've always said fresh content is exactly what they're looking for. And so blog posts allow you to have fresh content, whether it's on a bi-weekly, a monthly, even every 2 months kind of basis. As long as you have things updated on your page, that's great, and that's why a blog post is so good. Now, so having the title here is great. You've also got some information here. You've typed out all your stuff. I will point out a couple things about this, and this might take um, two videos. So if I cut off, just watch the part two. This section right here is what I want to point out. It may be hard to see. I'm going to move my cursor just right over it in my yellow that you see there. There's kind of two or three lines that are at a diagonal. If you were to click those with your mouse and drag that, that pulls that window down a little bit. And sometimes you have to just kind of scroll down. That makes it, I like that because it gives me a bigger canvas to work on. It's kind of tight when it's up closer. So this allows us to be able to do that. So you have more room to work with. Obviously, you just type in things here. If you ever wanted to edit this and say I wanted to say make this bold, you can simply highlight the stuff that you want to do, and then you just click the B because that's your formatting, and that's pretty much the way it is. It's pretty simple. Now, this works very similar to Word, but it's not exactly like Word. If you can bold things and center stuff, I say it's not like Word because you can't. There's certain things you can't do on this, and certain fonts you can't just change fonts, and there are web-specific fonts. So a lot of people say, "Well, I want to put this crazy-looking font because I think that represents more of who we are." Problem with that is, unless it's locked into an image, like for instance on your logo and stuff like that, it's locked into an image. That's not going to happen. But if you just put text on a page in a particular font, that might work great on your computer because you have that font loaded on your computer. But if you go to my computer and I don't have that font, it's going to default it. So you're going to lose. You spend all that time making your font look great. And when it gets to my computer, I don't see that. And it's going to reformat it to some basic courier style font, which is not the look you're going for. So you want to be careful about that kind of thing. But for the most part, your font is dictated by the theme itself, so I wouldn't worry too much about the font itself. You can make it bold, italics. You can even change the color of certain things. So if you wanted to make this new gourmet line and here, click here, you can change it to red, and it's red now, and that'll show up on the site too. So I can put that back. See if I can highlight that. There we go. See how easy it is to edit things. Now, if one thing that I want to caution you about doing is if you ever go to let's say you have something and you've typed it in Microsoft Word. So I'm going to open up my Microsoft Word here. What I don't want you to ever do, and this goes to also probably in creating a blog post. So let's say you have something here and you're just typing, right? And you want to put all this in. You never want to copy this. Okay, you can copy it, but what you don't want to do is copy and paste it in directly here. The reason, now you may think, well, it looks fine. The problem is when you copy things directly from Word, there is some formatting that Word has. You don't see the formatting, but there is some formatting in there. And if you were just to paste that directly in, it's going to really mess your site up and it's not going to look very good. So you don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to delete all of the information there. Okay. Now, if you ever wanted to paste something in, you simply go up here to this section here. There's two different ways. There's this one that's paste from Word. Now, I like to use this one. It's paste as plain text. And there, you just do your Control V and you get that, or you can right-click and get your paste there. Either way works. Okay, you can paste in Control V or right-click. And when you do that, then you insert it. Now, you may think, well, that looks exactly like you did before. But it does. It may look the same, but on your site it will look differently because all of the code that Word had has now been stripped away because you're just pasting it in as plain text. Now, that is the first of the second of the two tutorials that I'll do. This is primarily on editing. I'm going to do some more information on how to edit it, and then I'm going to show you on how to add one. So go down and click on part 2 of the blog post.